Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel, whichever is today, and welcome back to the ultimate BAND-MAID ranking. We're going to begin to most recent, and then finish this off, on my song, get my thoughts and put into a list most certain to least favorite, which you can find right there. Doing things a little bit differently, guys. Very busy for me on the channel at the moment, doing basically, I mean, it's got to be over 100 videos a week for my Patreon. Basically doing a lot of requests that I need to catch up on, and so I'm doing things a bit differently, which is a bit more efficient, which is why you see the whole display here and everything. I may stick this way, to be honest. It's more efficient, and you know, yeah, it looks alright. It looks alright and everything. That may need to move that a little bit though. I'll sort that out later. It's gonna bug me now. I could have done this offline, but there you go. Anyway, right, there's the list so far. The last 3 songs, you can see them there at the top. I've enjoyed them quite a bit, as you can see, and it kind of changed, even though of course we got really solid tracks beforehand. It kind of changed for me, at least post Thrill. So right, big love to P&D for the photo collage. Price of Pride. Let's check it out. Oh. If it goes on like this, I already know what I'm going to say about this. Wow. Misa on the bass. There's a real groove to this. Wow. The guitars. Can't hit on the drums. This is so interesting. Wow. Oh, it's really cool. Okay. The breath. Great vocals on this. Oh, that's cool. Taking the music out, let the vocals shine a bit more, and then they come back in with the band. I can't hate. The rhythm quick then for that crescendo of the song. Oh, that guitar! Oh, it's like a proper classic rock sort of sound with that guitar there. Whoa. Wow. that was possibly the most interesting song so far for me. And I'll tell you why. That song for me, it felt like a proper mix of, and I'm going to say it again, before Thrill and after Thrill. Because Thrill, for me, was like the hardest song. Before the songs, you know, and everything like that, there was more of that punk sound, I would say. With some exceptions, Key being one of them, which was a bit of... There was like a hard rock element still in the earlier stuff, but it was more punky sort of stuff for me. And then Thrill happened, Thrill being hard rock, right? And then since then you have the amazing Freezer and Real Existence 2, which again, hard rock. I was not expecting a song like this, to be totally honest with you, because this went more, not more, it went back a little to pre-Thrill, to that sort of punk sound. However, it had elements of the hard rock, which has been in the music Thrill onwards. So it was kind of like, it felt like a transition song from like the pre-Thrill BAND-MAID songs to the post-Thrill BAND-MAID songs, which I was not expecting actually. I mean, obviously I'm wrong in thinking that like post-Thrill is just going to be pretty much more of that, like, even though BAND-MAID do a lot of subgenres within rock, but more of that hard rock sound and the punky sound. This was like a blend, but I'm very happy to say it was a great blend. Because I do like punk, guys, believe it or not. Like, you know, I do like punk. But punk, I mean, punk in itself, there's so many different subgenres and stuff you could talk about with that. And, you know, there's some punk songs which I really like, there's some punk songs which not so much. I would say that as a genre, this won't shock you to hear me say this, hard rock I prefer way more as a genre personally than punk, which is why the top three you see are the top three there, right? But that was such a cool way of blending the punk elements of BAND-MAID that they had on, and still have, because we're still early on into this, with the hard rock elements that are starting to creep in. I say creep in. Thrill pretty much was like a punch in the face with hard rock elements, and a great punch in the face at that. So yeah, really, really cool. I love the guitars. I loved, like I said, there was a classic rock guitar sound that was in there. You had a bit of that punk pace with the drums, but there was also hard rock elements coming in with the drums too. Misa's bass line were awesome. The vocals were incredible. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure I only heard Psyche here, but please let me know if Miku was in there too, and where she was, if she was. Of course, I'd imagine backing vocals, but early on, Miku seems to have quite a bit of a lead in certain things too, as well as Psyche, so please let me know if Miku sang there, and where she did. And I thought the chorus was really good, and I loved the bridge in the way that the band elements went out, and except for the drums. So you still had that beat going, still had that rhythm going, but you had the awesome singing happening too, and then the drums, and not the drums, but the guitars and the bass comes back in to give it that crescendo feel. Awesome progression in that song, really, really enjoyed it. Looking at my list, I wouldn't put above Real Existence. Thrill, guys, I want to say about Thrill, I've been pretty shocked by some comments about Thrill, to be honest with you. Not that people dislike it, but from what I've gathered from the comments about Thrill, I don't think people love it. From what I've seen, now, this is just me going off the comments that I've had on my video. But yeah, I was a bit surprised actually, because Thrill to me is like, I mean, you want to make an impact. You make a song like Thrill, which has that, you know. Are there going to be better songs? Or are these songs that I love more? Of course there's going to be, you know. I mean, I've heard a few BAND-MAID songs even before we started this, and I listen to them pretty much every day. But we'll get to them, and we'll get to them. But yeah, I've been a bit surprised when people were talking about Thrill. Not that people have been negative about it, but people were pretty surprised by where I ranked it. I think I'll say that. People were pretty surprised by where I ranked it. Which, yeah, I find surprising that you're surprised. To be totally honest with you, because again, I'll say I know people are probably going to say, going to be screaming in the comments right now. It's because you put Freezer below Thrill that people were talking not negatively, but maybe a bit more down on Thrill than they would otherwise. Yes, I understand that, and I will repeat what I said when I checked Freezer out. These two guys are insanely close for me. And I talked about it, and I know maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it because I think people have kind of gone with that story now, that the only reason I put Thrill above Freezer was because of the significance of Thrill. And I did talk about that at the time, that, you know, I think Thrill is an important song for BAND-MAID, actually, myself, from what I've gathered, like, you know, in the wonderful RNJ series, and everything like that. I highly recommend that series, by the way, with RNJ. Documentary series, it's awesome, highly recommend it. But honestly, I still think Thrill's a kick-ass song in a very different way to Freezer. Yes, there's a bit more going on in Freezer, I would say, with instrumentals and everything. It's a flip of the coin, guys, I gotta say. It's a flip of the coin. It could have been Freezer on another day. It's one of those, to be honest with you. Real Existence, I'm confident that I stick by that. But, you know, yeah, I mean, you could, if you want to do it like in your own heads and swap those, you know, for my list, that's no problem at all. But I can't change it. Like, again, I think people are still expecting me to change these. They ain't getting changed, guys. That's why it take a while to rank these songs. They do not get changed. Once they're locked in and I press that red button to end the video, that's it. It's done. So I'm probably going to hear about the Freezer stuff for a while, I'd imagine. Look at my list, as I said. I wouldn't put above Real Existence. I wouldn't put above Thrill. I definitely wouldn't put above Freezer. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Is it above or below Key for me? That's the thing. Key's an awesome song. Big love to Key, guys. It was kind of like, as far as this series, it was the first BAND-MAID song that I fell in love with. Not in general, because of course, as I said, I've been checking them out for months and months at this point. But as far as this series in chronological order, it's the first song I fell in love with there. Different to this. But again, I really appreciate with this how it links the punk aspects of BAND-MAID with the hard rock. And it links it brilliantly too. Like, great. The composition's awesome. I'm not going to put her above Key. I don't know whether that's going to surprise people. Not sure. But I'm not going to put her above Key. Because simply, as simple as this, I just prefer the chorus of Key over Price of Pride myself. Sometimes got to be nitpicky like that to separate them, guys. They're pretty close. I wouldn't say the Key and Price of Pride are as close as those two are, in my mind, as far as like placement. But they're pretty close. But I'd comfortably put Price of Pride's, I would say, above the rest that you can see there. But I wouldn't put above Key, actually. And again, that's big love to Key, because Key being an early song of that. But yeah, this is going to be interesting now. Because I thought that we were on... And I'm not disappointed either. I'm very happy to say that. Like, when I heard the punk elements, I was like, oh, okay, we're not out of that zone yet. But the song was so good that I wasn't disappointed with it. But it's good in a way, because it's made it a bit more unpredictable of like what these next songs are going to be like. You know, because this song, Price of Pride, is very different to like, you know, like a Warning, or like oh my god, what's happened to me? Oh my god. What's happening? I'm trying to think of multiple songs, and none of them are coming into my mind. So let me jog my memory, and people may be curious to see what sort of songs I've checked out. Warning I mentioned, and maybe I mentioned that for a reason. Endless Story is a very different song. Anyway, Protect You. But yeah, like I said, like the Price of Pride dominated. Oh, or when we get to Domination. Price of Pride is very different to me than a Domination, and Unleash is one of the songs I was trying to think of, and of course, that's that. Well, I don't want to mention too much. Yeah. But God, man, yeah, what happened there, guys? I tried to think of multiple songs, and none of them came to mind there. So yeah, what I'm saying is Price of Pride is still a very different sound to what I expect from BAND-MAID hearing them before starting this, but it's a great blend of where we are at this stage, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you did. Give me a great idea. You want to see more BAND-MAID on the channel, please let me know as usual. Your own list. I'm loving seeing the different opinions, different tastes that people have in their lists, all in good fun with all this, guys. And please subscribe. Plenty of BAND-MAID on the channel already in the BAND-MAID reactions playlist. Plenty more on the way. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, morning, afternoon, night. Whenever you're watching this, please take care. Much love.